One of America's greatest stories of reinvention happens right here. You'd never know it, but we're in the middle of the Arizona desert. Lake Havasu City, transformed, of all things, by a certain bridge from London here on the Reinvention Chronicles. In the 1960s, an eccentric American billionaire, he would have to be Robert McCullough, bought hundreds and thousands of acres of land here in the Havasu region of Arizona and was trying to get a real estate development off the ground. No one was buying because, after all, no one would want to come to the middle of a desert with really nothing to offer. That being said, McCullough, who made his fortune in things like chainsaws and outboard motors, decided on a whim to go and buy the London Bridge from the city of London, England. You see, it's behind us right there, and it was slowly sinking into the Thames River in the 1960s. So for the low price of about $2.4 million, McCullough had the London Bridge from London, England, disassembled brick by brick, piece by piece, shipped over to Long Beach, California, trucked in here in the middle of the Arizona desert, which has this beautiful head pond formed by the damming of the Colorado River. What happened was, in the early 1970s, the unveiling of the London Bridge in the middle of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, created such a firestorm of interest that real estate sales exploded. And a town that at one time in the 60s may have had 500 people, today boasts over 50,000 and attracts millions of visitors from all over the world. Robert McCullough first started talking about the prospects of bringing London Bridge to Lake Havasu, as you might suspect, he was roundly and loudly, vociferously criticized. It was called McCullough's folly, but in retrospect, maybe it wasn't such a gamble when you consider two things. Number one, McCullough was betting on the timeless power of story. After all, London Bridge connected to a nursery rhyme that dates back to the Middle Ages. Number two, he also had on his side a collaborator by the name of C.V. Wood. And C.V. had a background helping to engineer the original Disneyland back in California. So both together, McCullough and Wood weren't intimidated at all by grand visions and big ideas. So consequently, as you process this story about how Lake Havasu City, Arizona reinvented itself, forget rags to riches, it came from nothing. In fact, at one time, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers described this part of the country as uninhabitable. But that being said, consider this. If you're looking to reinvent any aspect of your business, your brand, your career, always strive for that which is monumental as opposed to incremental. In other words, to make something happen that is truly transformational, which will generate results that border on exponential, you've got to think monumental, not incremental. And the proof, as they say, is spanning this particular head pond dam on the Colorado River, Lake Havasu City, Arizona. As always, we welcome your feedback, your thoughts, your ideas on this story and how it might help you recreate and reimaginate the business, the brand, the career that you deserve.